Hello, welcome. How to empower yourself and create the life you want. Why? Because life is too short to be living someone else's dream and a life that you don't want to be living. So, how does this tie into dating, relationships, love? Because the same principles apply. When we are trying to change our life, when we are trying to change our love life, the same principles apply. Orville Nation, hello, my darling. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you again for all of your Twitter love. Hiyo Williams, I'm so glad you're here. Ninja Wolf, what's good, baby doll? Glad you're here. Hey, Thomas. Thomas, I need to read your email. I saw you sent one and I'm on it. So thank you. Hey, Cayman Music. My hair justice. Aries back. How are you, honey? I'm good. I think you can see from the shine on my face that like in the words of Ninja Wolf, this Texas heat is no joke. So the biggest thing when we talk about creating the life that you want, is always starting off with your why. Why is it that you want what you want? Why do you want the love that you want? Why do you want the woman that you want? Why do you want the relationship that you want? Why do you want the dreams, the success? Like, what is your why? I'm going to tell you an interesting story, but I need water, you guys. Sorry. I just looked down at my phone and I see that Orville Nation just gave me a shout out. Your planetary union counselor recommends you to catch. I love this. I love that. You guys also, who's a fan of alkaline water? I love alkaline water. I know I want sponsorship with an alkaline water company because most of the time when I drink other waters, I don't get my nutrients and then I just drink water all day and I never feel satisfied. But alkaline water does something for me. So I need a sponsorship for that. What is your why? Why do you want this? So here's the thing. Years ago, before I knew that I was going to be a dating and relationship expert, I was doing real estate. This was when I had to be about 25 years old. And so 24, 25, I'm doing real estate. And I go to this real estate seminar. Mind you, it's real estate. And the guy goes, the first thing we're going to talk about in this weekend, it was like a weekend seminar or something like that. He says is, we're going to talk about what's your why? And I thought that was the stupidest thing ever. I was like, but I just paid thousands of dollars to be here. I didn't pay thousands of dollars to show up for you to ask me what my why is. And I'll never forget that lesson because I believe it is the driving force in how I create my life. Because here's the thing. If you don't know your why, if you don't know why you want the relationship, why you want the love, why you want the success, why you want the career, if you don't have a why, let me tell you, when shit gets rough, when the challenges come, they will knock you down and you will second guess. You will negate your dream. You'll compromise on your dream. You'll settle and you'll come up with some BS reason to talk yourself into why you have settled. Like it just wasn't meant to be. The stars weren't aligned. I didn't really want that anyways. And it's just too big. And then you just start downplaying things by saying like, not everybody has this. Like maybe these are just for certain people, but you know what? My life's pretty good. It's okay that I don't have that. And there the negotiations start happening. There's the compromise. They start falling into place. And that dream, that vision, that desire, that career, the relationship, the love, the companionship that you want, all of those things go away. But when you have a why, when the challenges come, and imagine this, if you see a challenge like a wind, a strong wind coming, and it just knocks you down, right? You're going to get up and you're going to be like, but this is my why. And so, yes, this knocked me down. Yes, this is hard. Yes, I want to give up. Yes, I'm having limiting thoughts right now that are telling me that I'm never going to have this. Yes, I want to stay on the ground. Yes, I'm questioning, who do I think I am to even want this? Ooh, that's a big one. Who do I think I am to even want this? But when that why, when you are impregnated with that why, when that why is in your being, it is in your core, it is what lights you up every day. No matter what challenge, no matter what setback, no matter whatever comes down your path, your why will keep you standing and will keep you moving towards your goal. And so when we talk about creating the life that you want, it is having that firm why. You guys, I've shared with you before my journey of what I'm doing for a living. I knew, for me, having freedom was very important, but I knew inside of my bones that I was in this world to make a difference. It's just in me. And I cannot tell you, there are not enough pages in the world for me to tell you how many setbacks I have had with doing what I do today and it being my business. I can't tell you how many setbacks. I can't tell you how many difficulties, how many things took me out where I just wanted to give up. But then someone would come to me and they would share with me their pain. They would share a breakup that they were going through. They would share the hopelessness that they were feeling about ever finding love. They would tell me about the problems that they were having in their relationship. They would tell me their traumas and their pain that prevent them from finding love. And when I would hear these stories, it would stir something up on the inside of me because I couldn't bear hearing the pain that they were in, knowing that inside I could make a difference. I could make a change. And so sometimes our whys are going to be the anchor that we need to keep us going. And I think most of the time we don't understand how much significance and value our lives have. And the one person that gets to determine how valuable you are is you. Because let me tell you, most of my life, I have been overlooked. I have not been the person that people would pick in a crowd. But I haven't given up on myself and had value for myself and said, no, I've experienced this. I've had experiences where I've spoken into people's life. I've given them guidance and it's changed their lives. There's value to that. And so understanding your why, but also understanding that you have value. And when you understand that your life has value, those dreams, those desires, those hopes, when that voice comes to say, who the heck do you think you are to want to find love? Who the heck do you think you are to want to have that career? Who the heck do you think you are to want to travel the world and run a business while you do that? Those thoughts will come. They will always come. And it's in those moments you have to really understand that you are a person of value. And that's why it's imperative that you get a list of what makes you valuable. Talk to the people in your life. What do they value about you? Because your why and your value Those will be the things that sustain you. And here's the thing, people who want to create a better life for themselves, it never stops. Like, my goals will always continue to expand. Like right now, I speak to people regarding dating and relationships. I give life advice about this sort of stuff. This is not my end all be all. I got a whole other chapter I want to fulfill. I want to create schools for children who have been in foster care. Like, that's my next big life mission. That, I want to own castles and create schools for kids who have been orphaned, who have been abandoned. Like, that's my next mission. And so when you have that kind of heart to just want to create and create and create and create, there will come challenges, but you've got to have an understanding. You've got to have that why so ingrained into you that you feel it. I just spit, I think. You feel it on a deep level. And even when you get knocked down, it's that why that gets you to stand back up and go, I'm not relenting. I'm not giving up. I may feel tired. I may feel weak, but I'm not giving up. And then the value comes in because I have too much in me. And everyone's value will be different. How you associate value for yourself will be different. But understanding your value, understanding your significance in this world will keep you anchored. This is why I go so into talking about self-love and empowering yourself, because it doesn't matter if you find someone who loves you to the moon and they keep pouring love onto you and you go, I'm not valuable. I'm not valuable. I'm not valuable. I can't receive what you're giving to me. How disheartening for that person to pour so much love onto you and you can't even receive it because you don't understand that you have value and that you're worthy, that there's significance on your life to receive that love. So now that's the foundation. What are the other things that help us create the life that we want? I had a friend of mine in the past tell me when I was struggling, and this person saw my struggle for years with my business. And I just said, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And this person said to me that, and this was passed on to them, that the people who are successful in life, the people who create the life that they want, he said, they are the people that were tenacious enough to hang on by the skin of their teeth and who had a little bit of luck on their side. And tenacity is something that I don't believe is discussed enough. Tenacity is super important because tenacity is what keeps you going until your dream is your reality. And then that same person said, it only takes 10 years to become an overnight success, which I thought was so funny because how many times do we hear people's success stories and we go, wow, look at them. Look at Elon Musk. Look at Jeff Bezos. Like, look at these people doing amazing things. Or you look at celebrities and then you hear their story and these people had setbacks. Steve Jobs, I mean, watch his journey. These people have setback after setback after setback. And what do they remain? Tenacious. They do not give up. And tenacity is such an important element that we have to keep in mind. And the other thing is this, is not being willing to accept no. And this is something that I still pivot with. In creation, when we're creating the life that we want, there is an element of, and it's a dance. And guys, I can't say that I 100% have this dance figured out, but I do know I get up and I dance to it every day, which is this. With tenacity, there's a time and a place to surrender, to rest, to play. And then there's a time and a place where you don't take no for an answer and you go beat down every door until you get what you want. That's part of that tenacity. And it's a fine line navigating between the two, which is why I believe that you need that relationship with divinity. You need that place in your heart, your intuition, where you can get inspired to know which direction to go. Today I had a situation. I'm trying to get my visa so that I can live in France and not just visit, but live there. And I got an email that was just like, hey, we need more documents. Okay. Haven't heard anything else. Have a flight on Friday. And I'm like, and so today I was in a battle of there's that side of me that will just push and push and push and push. And I'm learning how to surrender and rest more, because you don't want to stay in that frequency of always pushing. You don't want life to always be a push. That's not how we want to live life. We also want to create from a place of rest. And so I was going through that balance of like, okay, I need to rest. I need to be at peace over this, because I was checking my email every second. And then finally, I just got myself to rest. I got inspired to go to sushi the other night by myself, and I saw myself sitting at the bar eating sushi, and I met two people there, and we all just started talking, became friends, and I told them what's going on, and they said, if you need help, I have some contacts. So today I was going, okay, I'm going to rest. I'm trying not to get into that like freak out mode. And then after resting, I just felt that reach out to your friend. And so then they have a friend, and then they have a friend who has a friend. And so I just did my part. And so when we're creating, it's navigating that journey of when to surrender and when to push. When to surrender, when to push. The other thing is holding the vision. That's why when I created that connection meditation, I just want to put it on let me just put it, I keep putting my website, but let me just put it here. I change links all the time, so that's why I don't like putting a specific link, but we're going to do it. So that's why in that connection meditation, when you listen to it, and it's free, if you're new here, go get it, it's free. But I put the visuals with it, so that when you're hearing my words and you're hearing the meditation and you're hearing the music, that I also put imagery with it. Why is that? Because when we have vision, we can focus on what we want. And that keeps our heart energetic. That keeps us inspired. That keeps us motivated to keep our heart in a creating mode. And so I got a hold of, I don't know if any of you are familiar with Dr. Joe Dispenza. Anyone familiar with Dr. Joe Dispenza's work? He talks about mind movies, which is why I created that visual. Orville has, okay, cool. Which is why I created that mind movie with the connection meditation. So what I did for myself was I've created a mind movie of my own life that I want to create, that I'm currently creating. And I believe in this, and I'll tell you why I believe in this, because I don't know if you guys like stories, but I personally learn from stories. When I was 26 and I had just gone through a divorce, at the time I had no money, didn't know what I was going to do. And I love it. Thomas is like, story time. And lo and behold, a friend that I had met at a real estate seminar said, you need to watch this thing called The Secret. And I said, okay. And I was, when you're going through a rough time, you're pretty open to anything. You're open to any answer. And so I was like, game on. So I watched The Secret, and they were talking about having a vision of like what you want to create. And I just got inspired, and I took out, I'll never forget, I don't know why, I had a green sheet of paper, and I took my pencil, and I don't draw. I mean, I can draw, but I don't practice at it. And so apparently everyone can draw. I learned that through interior design school. Yeah, I went to interior design school. So I'm drawing out my vision, and I draw a stick figure of me in the middle, and I just start drawing all these things that I want to see in my life. I wish I still had that piece of paper. I don't know where it went. It disappeared. And so one of the things that I had drawn on this piece of paper was a picture of a suitcase. And on that suitcase, I wrote down all these countries that I wanted to go to. I drew other things. I wanted to be on TV. Now I'm on YouTube. This was before I had a YouTube channel or was doing what I was doing. I think I wanted to be an author. Now I have books on Amazon for women. Sorry, if you're a man here. And so I just created all these things that I wanted. And that year, I met a friend, and they said, hey, I have this trip that I want you to do with me. You need to have your passport. I didn't even have a passport at the time. Here I am drawing the stick figure, the suitcase with places I want to go to, and I don't even have a passport. And they said, you need to have a passport if we do this project. And I said, okay. So I got my passport. And then turn of events, I was going to meet this person out in New York. And they said to me, hey, I just had a change of plans. I just got a work situation that I have to do in Italy. And you can come be a part of my team on that if you're up for it. And oh, by the way, everything's paid for. You'll just come work and be a part of my team. And I was like, a paid trip to Italy? And not only that, we flew business class, which I'd never at that time. Well, that's not true. No, I had flown business class. That's not true. And then we flew business class to Italy. And we stayed in one of the nicest hotels in Venice, Italy. No, not Venice, sorry, Rome. First time being out of the country. And so I tell this story to say the power of having your vision. And sometimes it's just when you put your vision on paper, when you draw it, when you create a mind movie, when you put your energy into it and you create that vision, that is the creation process. The tenacity, the believing that you have value to receive that, all of those things are what support you when you're on your way creating the life that you want, creating the relationship that you want. How else do you create? Now, this is one that I think can be a challenge. And so you got to really play with this one. And this is the heart of it. I don't know if anyone here follows Abraham Hicks. Anyone interested in anyone does anyone follow Abraham Hicks? Curious. Moonshine, yes. Shane, yes. Okay. So what Esther says with that is she says that it's the feeling and the vibration. And she said, our only job is to continue to stay in a state of feeling good. I find that one tricky. That's another one. Surrendering and play and staying in a blissful state, I find a challenge because my Hispanic side of me can get pretty like, all right, what are we going to do to figure this out? So she talks about keeping yourself in a state of feeling good. And so today when I was having these challenges, I was like, okay, I'm not going to force things, which I can do, but I'm not choosing to force. I'm going to go play. I went and got my nails done. Don't they look pretty? And as soon as I sit down, the lady says, would you like a drink? And I said, well, what do you have? And she said, well, we have wine, we have this. And she said, and we have champagne. And I was like, champagne. You can see a picture of it on my Instagram story. And I was like, I am just going to play, because I know that me in a state of stress is not going to create what I want. So I got to feel good. I have got to get myself in a state of feeling good. And so that what Esther says, Abraham says, that is the work, is staying in that state of feeling good, which is why a lot of people teach gratitude. Like today, I was feeling dehydrated because I was just drinking the filtered water here at my Airbnb. And I was like, I got to have my alkaline water. Otherwise, I'm going to be dehydrated all day and all night. So, oh, that's interesting, Orville. I can see that. I can see what you're saying. I think Orville saying that Esther makes her people too passive and they don't act enough. I am a high act person, Orville, and so I think her stuff resonates with me because I need to be more of that. I need to integrate more of the passive side. I think there's a bit of both. But when we are in gratitude, we feel better. Oh yeah, Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor is great, and he's not with us anymore. Bless him. What a beautiful man. So they said, when you're grateful, you're staying in that positive state that helps you create and pull into your life what you want. I don't know who Gavin Stevenson is, but I'm going to find him. Thank you, Moonshine. So I ran to the Trader Joe's, which thank God for Trader Joe's, you guys. That is the one thing I just have to say, like living in Bali, living in France, no Trader Joe's. And so as soon as I came to Houston, I was like, get me to a Trader Joe's. And it's like heaven. They're geniuses. Anyways, so I was like, I got to go get some alkaline water. Otherwise I'm going to be parched into the night. So as I look at my phone and I'm like, oh my God, it's almost time for my YouTube live. And so I'm like running with a bag full of like massive waters in it. And I'm running back to my Airbnb. I'm sweating and I'm just like, oh my God, I got to get on this YouTube live and be on time. And as soon as I like go to the elevator and chime it just goes bing and it just opens up. And I was just like, you know what? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And sometimes it's staying in that state of just thank you that creates you not only to feel good, but it creates an openness in your heart, which is why, let's bring this into dating and relationships, which is why it's so counterproductive of staying in a place of being angry at the opposite sex, angry at your partner, angry at the dating scene. The more that you stay in that vibe, you stay in that frequency of being angry about your situation. And I'm talking to myself here, talking to myself. The more that you stay in that, what you essentially do is you just kind of close off your heart. And the whole goal of this is to keep our hearts open so that what? Love can come in. So what do you do when you get challenges? Like, let's bring this, we're talking about how to create the life that you desire and the life that you want. Let's talk about dating and relationships. What happens when you've been watching my videos and I say, you got to go out and talk to people. Don't be afraid to touch people. Like, go out and interact, go out and connect. And you go up and talk to a pretty woman. You go up and talk to a handsome guy. And the girl goes, F off. Or the guy says, yeah, I'm interested in you. And then he ghosts you. That's going to make you feel crappy. Like, I'm sorry. It's just, you're not going to be like, thank you, God. Thank you, universe, for that experience. No, it's just going to hurt and it's going to suck. The goal is to go, oof. Well, one, thank you that person gave me a strong no, and that I don't want to do life with someone like that. So that's just one person less that I have to deal with. But I know I am on the right path. I know I'm going to my yes. And then you get yourself, this is the work. This is where you get back into that hopeful vibration. I don't care if you got to watch a romantic movie. For me, it's listening to music. It's going out in nature. It's getting my nails done. It's a bubble bath. As soon as this YouTube live is over, because I know when things get quiet, the mind starts working. I'm like, nope, I'm sitting right down by that pool. I'm reading my Kindle. I'm reading a book about, who am I reading a book about? The guy who like populated most of the world, Genghis Khan. I'm reading a book about him. So I know I got to keep myself in that state while I'm not thinking about my visa, because it's all working out for me. But that becomes a work, is how do you not go down in the dumps? And that's where community is super important. Having people who love you, having someone that you can voice things to, going out in nature, exercising, taking care of yourself, getting your nails done, taking a bubble bath, whatever you do to take care of yourself, eating some good food. I'm going to eat some good food after this, laying out by the pool, resting, drinking good water, watching your favorite movie. I'm in the middle of watching The Chosen right now. I actually really like it. I typically don't like movies, like faith movies, because they're always so cheesy and terribly produced. But this one's actually really good. I'm like, makes me cry all the time. So it's keeping yourself in that place. So let's start wrapping this up, and then I'm going to come to your chats. Thomas, I really want to know who this Gavin Stevenson guy is. Know your why. If you don't know your why, you'll get knocked down every time. Every time. I remember when I was in Bali and, COVID happened, and then there was a point where my business just got really quiet. And I'm like, can't stay in Bali if you ain't got no money. And I was like, gotta get creative. Got creative, created a sell, boom, 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 the money came in. But what was my why? I don't want to leave Bali. I'm going to make this work. And so it's always having that why when situations happen. For me right now, my why in France is this has been my lifetime dream, and nothing is going to stop me. Nothing is going to get in my way. So this is all going to work out for me somehow, some way. This is going to work out for me because this is my dream. And what mama wants, mama gets. So it's understanding what your why is, so that when the challenges come, that you don't negate your desires. You don't compromise, you don't settle, you don't make excuses as to why you don't have it and why you're just giving up. No, you don't make excuses. You have that why. And you understand that you have value, that you understand that there is significance to your life, and that your desires matter, your dreams matter, that you matter. You matter. Hello, can we just say that? You matter. I don't know who needs to hear that. You matter. Your life matters. Like, someone needs to hear this. I just encourage you to put your hand on your heart and just say, I give myself permission to matter. Because if you don't think you have value, you're not going to keep pushing towards your goals. So know your why. Understand that you have value. The other thing is tenacity. We got to have tenacity. When we get setbacks, when people say no, we go, you said no, but someone's going to tell me yes. So the answer might not come through you, but I'm going to find someone who's going to give me the answer that I want. Or when things don't go your way, you step back and you go, okay, do I need to pivot? Do I need to make a change here? I'm not changing the vision. I'm just changing how I get to the vision. That's the other thing, having a strong vision, creating a mind movie, drawing what you want, having that vision so you know exactly where you're going, that you stay focused on where you're going. This is where I'm going. This is what I'm going to achieve. I got my why, I got my value. I'm tenacious. Here's my vision. I'm going to feel good in the process. And learning when it's time to surrender, play, and rest, and when it's a time to push like hell. And sometimes you need both. Sometimes you need both. So I hope that this was helpful to you guys. I hope that my stories either inspired you or go, well, dang, yeah, okay. So sometimes things don't work out and you got to find another way. Okay. You can't give up. You got to draw it on a piece of green construction paper to make your dreams come true. All right, guys, I'm going to see what's going on in the chats. But first, I need water. Okay. Oh, Penguin says, you made a goal picture. Yes, it works. I've used that. I forgot all about that. Thank you. Yes. Isn't that, it's such a creative thing. Ninja says, I draw really good. Penguin, now putting your heart, value, and why together. So heart is desire, then value of self, and why is the focus point. Interesting. Good. I'm glad that this is helping. Orville is a fan of mind movies. I love them. I really love them. Also, don't forget, I need to pin it to get your free connection meditation, because it will help in your creation process. All right. How can one open yourself to receive love others are pouring out? Ooh, that's such a good question. That is a great question. To open yourself up to receiving love, most of the time it's sitting with yourself and saying, where does love make me feel uncomfortable? Where does receiving make me feel uncomfortable? And asking yourself, like, are there some blocks in me? Because if we're not receiving love, typically what we do is we have some blocks, something blocking our path. What is it that's stopping me from feeling comfortable with allowing people to love me? Does it make me feel needy? Does it make me feel unsafe? Do I feel like they're going to take advantage of me? Do I feel like I'm not worthy? Sometimes it's sitting with yourself and asking that question and seeing what comes up. And when that answer comes, getting tenacious about getting it resolved, whether through healing, seeing a therapist, watching a YouTube, reading a book, but going, I need to get this resolved. Otherwise, I'm going to constantly stay in this loop where I'm giving, 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 and never allowing myself to receive. So most of the time, if we can't receive, we don't feel worthy, or love doesn't feel safe. One or the other. And so it's asking, where are you in that? Blair says, yes, positive words come a long way. It's a big encouragement for yourself. Oh, I love this. Thank you, Derek. He says, your words of wisdom are spot on. Preach, mama. Never give up and always stay focused. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Yeah, Sean says, Arica, good evening. Without a strong why, it is easy to lose the dream. 100%. Penguin says, power is the why that will keep your dreams alive. I agree. When there is purpose, your decisions can be adjusted. Guys, I love when you guys come with that heat. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm just seeing why combined to achievement. Got it. Yes, Penguin. Blair says, I guess you have to keep trying to receive the outcome I want to happen in my life. Yes, it's that tenacity of just not giving up. You know, when a person gives up, essentially they're partnering with, hopelessness. And hopelessness is very difficult to create when you feel hopeless. All right, what else? What else do we got here? Gavin Stevenson. I definitely have to look this guy up. So thank you for that, Moonshine. Okay. Tucker Talent says, do you believe in finding love? Do you believe in love finding you naturally over time when we focus on ourselves, finding our why, and putting effort to accomplish our goals? This is a follow-up from earlier. That's really good. Okay. So I believe that we have to be in a place to receive love. And sometimes focusing on ourselves, healing, doing all that stuff, that positions us. But here's the other thing, it's having that sense of focus, that sense of clarity on what you really want. So positioning yourself to be able to receive, doing the healing, um, being in a place of receiving. But then we have to have that real clarity on what we want our love to look like. And here's why. When you don't have clarity as to what you want your love to look like, how does this person make you feel? What does doing life with them look like? What does fun look like with them? How do you want a person to navigate through hard times? Are they spiritual? Do they want children? What do the finances look like with this person? Do you want a driven person? Do you want a more passive person? Like understanding like what you want your love to look like. And this is why, because what I see happening is people who do a lot of work on themselves, but they don't have any boundaries, meaning they don't know the vision of what they want. And so they don't maintain boundaries of going, this is my vision. And they just allow anybody in. I've seen so many people who do the work and then it's like they let someone in that has no business being in their life. And when you don't have vision, you will accept anybody. And so it's having that sense of boundaries of like, this isn't part of my vision, you know? It's having that clarity of while I'm healing myself, what is it that I want? If you don't know what you want, then you can just accept anything. I hope that helps. Penguin says, I don't think you closed off anything. You decide there are more important moves to help you achieve. You'll stay open till you feel a common soul. Orville says, go Arica. Sean says, if I recall, Genghis Khan ate for health and experimented with medication and food supplements. Interesting. I don't know much about him. I just know that he populated quite a bit, which I'm like, is that what Elon Musk, is that what he's doing? Shane says, so it sounds like we need a why. You imagine it and fill it with emotion. Yes, that's really good. Really, really good. Thank you, Penguin. He says, you had a strong day of quality thinking. It is in your voice. Keep that feeling. Thank you for that. Thank you, Ron, for being here. Just regroup. Matt C says, good morning, Arica. I just happened to wake up from my slumbers. Hope you're well. I'm still listening to the meditation. I love that. And you will catch us tomorrow. Awesome. Reggie says, awesome. Penguin says, awesome lesson. Ron, you're so welcome. Oh, clever. Sean says, a simple way to increase alkalinity of water is to add baking soda. I heard it was salt. And so I put salt in. I do the lemon, but I heard a little bit of salt, but I don't know how to portion that out. So I'm like, I'm just buy some water. Oh, and Thomas says he heard that God allowed all religions. Guys, I hope that this was inspiring for you. If you need help in your creation process, make sure that you get that connection meditation because that is creating. When we meditate, we are creating. When we don't meditate, we are creating. Maybe not the things we want to be creating, but we're always creating. We are beings who are constantly in creation mode. So we're either creating love in our life or we're either creating disharmony. Really, we have the power to pivot in which direction we want to create. So, okay. Thank you, Sean. Guys, I love you so much. Thank you for being here. I will be back tomorrow. And so I'm excited to meet you guys tomorrow. And yes, I agree with Blair. Being grateful is very stress relieving. I agree with you on that. Well said. Guys, I love you. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Make sure you get that connection meditation. And if you have received that connection meditation, the offer that I've been sharing with you guys on these YouTube lives, Those of you who've already gotten my connection meditation, you're about to receive the offer that I've been talking about in an email tonight. So make sure that you check your emails, okay? By Orville, by Tucker, by Yo Williams, Thomas, thank you for being here. Can't wait to see you, Ron, sending you so much love. And Blair thinks that's not okay, angry at your partner when you're in a relationship. That's true. Guys, I love you. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. I'm going to get some dinner and go by the pool and read a book. Bye, guys.